Cypher here, and today I'm bringing you guys a video on Armored Warfare. It is just released a few hours ago on the PS4 for paid early access. Now, to get early access to this game, all you have to do is buy one of the Founders packages. I brought the second cheapest one, I think, which cost me about 31 NZ dollars, which gave me the Object 430 and a OF40, which I'm pretty sure is a Leopard. But anyway, guys, as you can see here, you have 3 different nations of vehicles. Well, it's not really nations, but you have Chinese tanks, you have the Shishkin's core vehicles, and the Wolfie's standard armor. So basically, with Wolfie's standard armor, you have a lot of the Allied vehicles after World War II. Stuff like American tanks, some of the German Leopards, and all of the British and American SPAAs and APCs or AFVs. So with the Wolfie's vehicles, they tend to be more of a light to medium style of tanks. Stuff like the Leopard 2 and the Crab and Sphinx, all these AFVs and stuff. Compared to the other nations, it's extremely lightly armored. Even some of the Abrams are here for their main battle tanks, but when you compare it to some of the other nations, it is still fairly light. So now we look at the Shishkin's core vehicles. This is a lot of the more Soviet and British tanks. So you're looking at stuff like late model T90s and T14 Armadas, even stuff like Challenger 2s, as you can see there, T15 HIFVs. And for the light tanks, looking at the PL01 and something like the Thunderbolt being the top tier tanks. Now this focuses more on armor and armament. As you can see, the Challenger 2 is probably one of the hardest vehicles in the game to pin. So yeah, and then we get on to the Chinese tanks, and as it says, they are Chinese tanks. This is the newest nation in the game on PC, and it consists of Chinese tanks pretty much from Cold War or late World War II up to modern day, with stuff like the PZH 2000, Sincharo, or Centauro, however you say that, 155, I probably really butchered that. But yeah, even tanks like the 9910, which I can't show you at the moment because I haven't got the game fully downloaded as of this point. But yeah, guys, as you see, this game is basically like World of Tanks but with more modern vehicles. As you see, you start off with the Type 62, the PT-76, and the M41 Walker Bulldog. Now the tank after the Type 62 is the Type 69 there, which once again I cannot show you because it's not downloaded. But you can pretty much get the point. You work your way up the tech trees to get higher tanks. So yeah, guys, as you can see, it's very similar to World of Tanks in a way. You start at tier 1 and work your way up to tier 10, except there isn't separate nations for each different nation of tanks. It works very much on more of an armor and armament basis compared to a different nation basis. So anyway, guys, now that I've showed you a little bit about what it's like in the loading screen and garage, let's have a look at what this game looks like in game. Okay, guys, welcome to the match here. This is my first ever game of Armored Warfare here on the PS4. I played a little bit on PC, but it was a long time ago. So as you see, guys, it's got a fairly standard screen. You got your minimap down on the right hand corner, tank health and stats on the left, along with your team up on the top left. Now this is a PvE mission, which means that the enemies we're versing are bots. So basically the aim of this mission was to get to your plane, which you can see there, which is getting shot down by surface to air missiles, and you have to get to the plane and secure the hard drive from it. And in this time you have to work out taking out the SAM sites, as you can see by the objectives up on the top right, and with the main part of the mission being secured a down plane. As you can see down the bottom, there is your ammo loadout, and you can press triangle to switch rounds, but to force reload the round you press R1. So say you're halfway through loading a round already, you press triangle to switch to the round you want, and then R1 to load that round. However, if you just press triangle and then fire the round that's already loaded, it will switch to that round once you have fired the round that is in the breach. Now, as you can see, guys, there isn't many physics in this game yet, as I jump off and landed on my tracks. Unlike World of Tanks, you cannot flip your vehicles, and there's quite a bit of undestroyable structures, but there's also a lot of destroyable structures as well. As you can see by how I ran into the rock and stopped instead of going over it like you would in World of Tanks. So I come up against some enemy tanks here, and I fluff the first round into the back of a PP-76 wreck on the map. And the first shot actually bounced off my vehicle, but I fire a round straight into his side, taking a fair chunk of his health off, and a teammate shuts him down. So guys, you see I got assist there for basically for keeping him spotted and actually damaging him. I got given reputation and credits for that. Now, as you see, guys, I could head to the spot right now, but I decided to head down and see if there are any more vehicles for me to take out, because I only have a kill at the moment. Now, the reason I like the Type 62 the most is early game you can quite easily kill stuff from full health. As you see that I just rammed the Type 69, is that on an enemy team, to death? It's kind of hard to see in the little editing screen, but as you can see, it is really strong for its tier. Now, I did try and pull a handbrake there. Down on the D-pad for default settings is the radial command wheel, as if you're pressing L1 in World of Tanks. So guys, at this moment I still only have 1 kill. As you see, some people on my team have 4 kills. So I decided, okay, I need to get a few more kills here. So I hit up and try to get a shot at the tank that is coming there, but I don't see it as it disappears, and I notice there's tanks coming around behind me about now. So I swing the tank around, and unfortunately I had a case of Russian tank syndrome and ran out of gun depression. So I drove off and managed to, with the heat rounds on this tank, one-shot the bots. And that's the reason why I like this tank better than most of the tier 1 tanks, because the Bulldog cannot actually do that. So guys, I've killed 2 more enemies now, which puts me to 3, and the M41 shuts down the last enemy that I was trying to shoot. So I just waiting here to check if there are any more tanks coming from this direction, which it does not seem like there is. So I started to head on up to the capture point to get the assist from capturing the base and securing the hard drive from the plane. So you see, guys, it's extremely maneuverable here, and I tried to once again pull a handbrake turn. Like I said, guys, this is my first game in Armored Warfare on the PlayStation, so I'm still getting used to the controls. And as I get to the cap, the game finishes and we get a win. Now, there's a really cool little cinematic here on the way out before the victory screen pops up in just a second. There's a bit of a glitch there where I get a bit of extra reputation and credits for spotting, but as you see, there's the victory screen, and the loading screen comes straight after it, loading back into the garage. And as you can see, guys, after the loadout screen has been completed, you get taken to the end of game screen, and because this is my first game, I got a bunch of rewards and the stats are behind it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by today's video. If you have enjoyed, please like, comment, and consider subscribing to the channel if you are new. I upload as often as I possibly can. I'm going to be uploading a lot of Armored Warfare content over the next few days, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.